Hi, my name is Rhys Locke, and I'm presenting this video on behalf of Starbeck Educational Resources. Starbeck Educational Resources is the specialist school supplier of inexpensive, exciting and unusual history, art, religious and cultural artefacts. Whether you are an existing customer of Starbeck Educational Resources or are looking into buying from us for the first time, we hope that this video will allow you to visualise the content of one of our range of value boxes, in this case, the Viking Value Box. Our Viking Value Box is made up of 15 items. In this video, I will take you through each of these items in turn. Even if you are an existing customer of Starbeck who has already purchased one of our boxes, items can be viewed and purchased individually on our website. A reminder of all of this is in the description below. Okay, let's start with a couple of items of jewellery from our Viking Value Box. And the first I have here is this, Thor's hammer necklace. And this is a metal amulet form of the Viking god Thor's hammer, otherwise known as a Mjolnir. Thor's hammer was thought to make the sound of thunder when striking, and was a symbol of both protection and blessings. It was a common symbol of the everyday person, and this type of jewellery would have therefore perhaps been worn by anybody regardless of their social status, despite jewellery usually being worn as a symbol of status or wealth. Okay, on to the next item then. I have here this Viking bone cross. And similarly, this would have been worn as a pendant around the neck. You might be able to make from the visual a hole at the top here where there would have been something threaded through to be able to wear it. And in our value box, these vary in size, but are usually around 7 or 8 centimetres in length. So the last item I showed you from our Viking Value Box was made from animal bone, and this leads me nicely into a few items from our value box made from the same material, but also in more general terms gives us an opportunity to think about the types of material used by the Vikings to make everyday items. First up then, I have here bone dice. Now these come as a pair in our Viking Value Box. And it's thought that Vikings enjoyed dice and board games as well as gambling, and these would have likely been used for such a purpose. Now, as I've mentioned, these were made from bone, but they could also have been made from materials such as antler or horn, another couple of materials used for the making of day-to-day items. Put those to one side, and the next item I have here is this bone toothpick. Pretty self-explanatory what this would have been used for, but it's worth noting the material again. Bone, easy to shape, but strong. And on the topic of personal hygiene, we have here this ear pick. Now, in the absence of modern inventions for earwax extraction, this ear pick would have likely carried out the same function. And you're likely seeing a pattern here. The Vikings weren't just the barbarian invaders that we often think they were, but actually seemed to have excellent personal hygiene. Okay, finally then from our value box on this theme is this carved bone comb. Now, bone combs such as this would not only been used during the Viking periods, but also during the Saxon and the Norman periods, and again would have been made from either antler, horn, or wood, if not from bone. And this, as you'll see from the close-up in a minute, is a very intricately designed bone comb. It's around 13 centimetres in size, and would have been used not only for personal care, but also perhaps as a tool for weaving wool. Okay, So let's revisit the theme of clothing and accessories from earlier in today's video. And the next item I have here would have been used to make, but also to sew up and repair items of clothing. This is a horn needle. The one in our value box may be around 10 to 11 centimetres in length and will be made from cow horn. I also have here this Viking brooch from our value box. And this is an authentic reproduction of a metal brooch, the type that would have been used to fasten cloaks and other garments. And this one is around 9 centimetres long. Putting those to one side for a moment, we've now established that decoration and appearance were of significance for the Vikings. And this leather bracelet looks rather similar to those that we still might wear today. But as well as its decorative purpose, this would have had another practical purpose, with larger pieces protecting the arms of warriors in battle. And this also may have been worn as a sign of loyalty to tribe leaders and fellow tribes. Okay, so let's move away from Viking clothing to now think about how Viking children would have been looked after and entertained. And I have from our value box 2 items relating to this. The first being this child's drinking horn. Now this is a polished cow horn that would have been used for children to drink from during the Viking period, but also during the Saxon and Norse period. And in our value box, these will vary in size, but they will likely be between 15 and 18 centimetres. The second item of relevance to children is this wooden longboat. Now, Viking children would have played with wooden toys like this, but what is also of interest is that this item also shows the shape of Viking ships that would have been used to sail across the oceans. Okay, so we're already on to the final 4 items from our Viking value box. And the first of these 4 items I'd like to show you is this pair of Viking coins. Now these are reproductions of coins that would have been used by the Vikings following their settlement in England. The coins would have been originally made from silver and would have been a means of trading with the Anglo-Saxons. It's worth noting that each coin in our Viking value box comes in a nice display pack, as you can see here, which also contains some additional information. Okay, the next item then from our value box is this. I have here one of our replica resin figurines. And these are resin reproductions of the famous Lewis chessman, the originals of which are now owned by the British Museum. The originals were discovered on the Isle of Lewis, which was one of the most populated Viking settlements in Scotland. And as I hope you'll be able to see from this visual, but also the close-up in a second, these resin reproductions are beautifully crafted and well detailed. So just 2 more items to go from our value box, and the penultimate is this Firestarter. And this forged iron Firestarter would have worked something like this. The sharp edge of a flint would strike the Firestarter at an angle so as to shave off small particles of metal. These sparks would then be caught in kindling, which could then be brought to more substantial tinder and gradually blown into a flame. So the final item from our Viking value box is my personal favourite. This is a mini Viking helmet. And this mini Viking helmet replica comes together with the wooden display stand. The spectacle helm design you'll see at the front here would have offered improved protection to the face during battle. And it should be noted here that there is no evidence, contrary to popular belief, that Viking helmets had horns, which is exactly why there are none on our replica here. Now you may have noticed in today's video these additional items in the bottom corner of your screen. These are just some of the additional items that we offer on the Vikings here at Starbeck Educational Resources. And I note that all of these items can be purchased individually, details of which are in the description below and will also follow in the final section of this video. Well, there we have it. That's everything from our Viking Value Box. And we've been through 15 items in today's video, not counting even the additional items that I mentioned just now. Now, please do not hesitate to get in touch if you have any questions to do with the contents of our Viking Value Box or on any other items that you've seen from Starbeck Educational Resources. There are two ways you can do this, either via telephone at 01530 836 111 or by contacting us via email at info@starbeck.education. I'd also like to take this opportunity to recommend that you check out our website, where you will find more products and further details about our range of specialist items here at Starbeck Educational Resources. The website is www.starbeck.education. That leaves me just to say that I hope you enjoyed today's video and thank you for watching. Goodbye for now.